gonna go get a drink and then we shall get started here in a second. We'll start up here in a second once market opens. Do want to go through kind of just look at where we ended yesterday. So it does look like we are way down, so that head and shoulders is starting to come down. Let's see, shoulder, opening candle. Gonna go ahead and sell out what I already had from yesterday. So they're actually at break even still, so they are up now. Gonna try to get out of those real quick. I ultimately do expect this to end the day down regardless of what it does here at open. 5-minute chart. This is what we should be looking like. So opening candle's pretty broad. What's up, Zach? Yeah, this is what I was saying by it's a little more scary to look at as because when you're starting the day, there's no candles. It's just big blank space. These first 10 minutes will be boring until we hit that point where we can start trading anything. Like I was saying, the head and shoulders kind of played out, so kind of at an even level. It could drop to here though and do a full motion. But I think with Nvidia's earnings in 2 days, we could see a lot of motion just going straight up. So we are close to that point. We're crossing this line. Looks like we're going straight back down. It's another thing outside, even though I already kind of showed the head and shoulders here. You can look at the candles and see we're going and creating new lows. So dip, break up, new lower high, dip, break up, lower high, dip, break up, lower high, dip. In theory, that's how it should work, but we'll see when it opens. Past 15 minutes. Probably going to be sitting here for a minute. Get this ready. Just going to get a bottom trend line going. So that way, basically just drew that line on there to establish my 15-minute area. So that's the low down there. We'll wait for a high. Might not see a new high during the 15 minutes, so I don't think we will. So the long body is called the candle. Any of this line on the outside is a wick. Just in case I reference either of those two things, the skinny part is a wick, which is basically just the top price it got up to, the top price it got down to. So as you can see, this one's actively moving. So it comes down to a point, it'll be full body. Unless it closes on that point, then it'll show. But basically this is just in this 5-minute time frame, that's the lowest point, that's the highest point, that's where it is. I don't think we get back up here, but if we do get up here, there's buy and sell orders right here, so it could really be thrown either direction. I don't have the brokerage set up on here yet. So for now, we're just going to be staying on the chart. If I make a trade, I'll say what I'm making. So we might go ahead and make a new high. Really, after yesterday's open, I could see a choppy day today. We'll see though. It's pretty nice opening candle size wise. It could reverse straight back down. Just because I don't think we're gonna create a new high, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. If we do, I'll go back and change it, but so now we're basically just waiting for calls or puts. With us being under this line, I don't want to make a call until we're closed over the line for sure. If we do go up, put side, I'm slightly worried about it because we have to go way down if just see how it plays out here in a minute. A lot of weight. Usually I wouldn't even like load any of this up until like right at 8:44 because I know I'm not gonna take a trade till after 8:45 till these first 3 candles are in. Oh. So we're still waiting. We've got 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds till this candle closes. But I do think we kind of repeat this pattern where we're spike up. That's a new low, new low, new low. And keep coming down. But maybe not. Could get a bunch of volume coming here at open. So we are going to get a new high potentially. Yep. wherever this candle closes. We are right here at this line though. As you can see, it failed to pass the line there. Back up, pushing for a test of the line. I still won't enter a trade even if it passes that line though, for a minute and 20 seconds for this candle to fully close. And then I'll mark out where the top of the candle was, and if we pass it again, then we'll go ahead and enter. Gonna have to find my headset charger real quick. So we did pass the line again. So it does look like we're gonna close above. So we got our high and low. Got 24 seconds. It's probably gonna make a big push this last few and then tank. But we do like that it's above this line. That's a good play to play up. However, if we play up, usually I'll get a bit weary towards once we get right here just because of how many sell orders there are. So we'll probably play in the money at 529 calls if we do pick anything. So basically we just want to see this come over. And it's not going to. So it rejected there, so obviously this isn't a bad time to play the downside, but I kind of want to sit on the hands, not try to force anything. But I do think we hit down here. Yeah, we're coming down. If we do get a push around right here, I might go ahead and enter for shorting to the downside. And that way we can just make our stop loss the top right here and flip sides if it doesn't get the way we want. So I'm gonna go ahead and load that up. So SPY. Now we're hitting the downside hard. So I'm gonna be looking for basically 430 puts or 530 puts. Honestly, maybe at this point 529. That would be our bottom line. But I do want to see some type of break up first. See if we can get in a little cheaper. I'm not sure we're getting in any. We might not get in at all if we can't get the price we want. Just miss out on this trade. Gonna go ahead and load. So market 500. So we'll hope to see this. Come on, give me a little last minute push up. I realistically want to buy it somewhere in here. It's what, 15 cents worth of price? Gonna go ahead and buy right here. Gonna go ahead and put my trade in. So we are playing the downside there. So I am betting on a continuation down. could easily flip the other way, and I'll just sell out and play that direction, but no, we're heading straight back down. It's a little worrying of some being so close to the line, but stay until we close 2 candles over. I've been trading off and on since 2020-ish, something like that. But I usually trade like 1 month out the year and then stop 1 month. It's very, very difficult to consistently sit at a screen and just stare and wait. And like I said, it's all an emotional game. Just pure emotion. So we did get a red close. We could easily go green here. We are opening the candle red though, that's good. I'd like to see a flush out, but it could try to retest the line again. So just sit and wait, sit and wait. Oh, currently, I'm going to check what's it up on the day. It's currently down 9% on the day. 0.91% spies. So we are testing that line again. Failed the test. Testing the line. We broke the line. Now we want to break right here and we'll get out of our trade and start playing that side. Didn't break the line. So we'll stay in our trade. Realistically, yeah, I mean, I'll probably take my first trim down here if we make it there. The bottom of that candle, take a trim. Usually while I'm trading, usually while this is happening, it's probably not a good thing, but I'm usually doing something else, whether it's watching TV or something other than just sitting here staring at this. Usually like checking back in every few seconds. Just kind of glancing. Looks like we're still failing to get over that line. So that's good. If it does manage to cross that line, I'll get out and play the upside, but if it doesn't manage, I do expect a big drop, like quick, whenever it fails. But I'm thinking we see it come down this morning, and then probably rise back up to about where we started in the afternoon. Usually, kind of sitting here like this before it actually hits there, it's usually the time where it's like the emotion plays in. Because technically, once it jumps like that, you could be down, 20% of your money right there. And then as soon as it comes back down, you're back up. You don't want to just get out just because you're down when the line's here. Because it's about the overall win rate, not the whatever happens in the short term. I could easily lose this trade, but it doesn't matter because I'm just play the upside and make money still. Which it is definitely want to test that pretty heavy. We got 30 seconds and it's still not doing it. We could see a push over in the last 30 seconds, but I still think we drop. Might get a close over that line. So right here at the line. 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm expecting a push up now. Nope, it didn't close over. Sit. And typically, it's usually a bad time to be in a trade when it's just bouncing back and forth like that. Because there's some days where it could literally do this all day. Just do. You're getting sideways price movement and not any actual direction. At a certain point, I would just take my 5% if I get a push down or whatever. Because you never want to still be in your trade after the market closes. Just gonna sit here and wait. I would say it's still struggling to cross right there. Eventually the buyers will collapse and get a big drop if they don't overcome. But as of right now, it's still struggling there pretty heavy. So we're moving down pretty hard here. So that's what I was kind of meaning by they eventually collapse a little bit, which this could easily still shoot up, but that's kind of what we're looking for. If we can get a close, something like that down here, we know that our pattern's more than likely continuing. Still at the line. I can already tell you if I wasn't already in a trade, this would be a bad day to trade. Just because typically I do try to avoid trading if I'm not able to cross one of these lines. But to cross that when it's so much of a gap down that it's worth playing the risk of, if I go ahead and enter the downside here and we do get down, there's a ton of profit there. And I know I'm going to stop out as soon as we get over this line if it happens. So basically the risk to reward is huge on this trade. So there's the reward, and then the risk is only this amount of price, so a low percentage wise. That's kind of what I'm looking for in the trades. So I know I'm going to stop out here, but we could potentially reach all the way down here. Get nice movement down now. Do want to see way more than that though. Coming right back up. So we just basically pop, 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 pop. So we got lower high, and we're expecting a lower high is what we want here, preferably. So it is coming up. Got a nice push there. See if it can break. Might break. Nope, bounced right off. So that's actually, if that doesn't break on this candle, that's what we would call a double top, so hitting the same point twice. It could hit it again, but if it doesn't cross that after hitting it, there's actually a very high chance that we crash down here now. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some more. But we are in a very indecisive market right now. I'd love to see it get shanked down any minute, but it's a Dr. Pepper. I kind of forgot about it. I also have a donut stick sitting here. See, this is the trading that's not fun. Days where it's like yesterday, where it's 3 candles and then phew, it's fun days. But when we're just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, which if we get a break, we'll swap sides, but it might break, it might not. It broke there a little bit. I want to close above that before I get out though. Because it could easily still fly backwards. We'll check and see where that is. Pop. candles. They're not on the right candles right now, I can tell you that. I will change it. There we go. That's our correct candles. And that actually shows a big difference now that I can see the correct candles. So we would have done that trade very differently, but we'll still stay in this, just in hope for a bounce back. So I trade with Heikin-Ashi candles. There's a bunch of different types of candles, but it shows you the true trend. So like how those other ones were red, this is actually showing that they're green. I wouldn't even took that trade if I would have saw this. But basically call that we'll flip sides there. I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, we'll go ahead flip. See if it pulls. So we're gonna line up 530 calls is what we want. So basically we're just flipping sides and betting on it going up. Kind of choosing to do that a little early, but 30 calls. Let's go. 2,000. So we got our calls loaded up, so now we're playing the upside. Are wary about this red area. That usually means reversal. But if it does break through that red area, the ceiling's up. I mean, pretty good for the most part. I went and bought some turkey. It was awful. Threw it away. Ate a donut stick just now. Now we're cracking. Get some of this Dr. Pepper. Wash it down. Yeah, the donut sticks are fire though. Definitely a top 5 Little Debbie probably. I can't believe I had the candles wrong. That's a rookie mistake. I should have known that. I looked at my other chart on my phone and I was like, these don't look the same. currently up 3% on this trade, going up 4.17 now. So these also worked off of demand, so regardless of the price, say somebody buys, I don't know, $1 million worth of contracts, the price of the contract is going to inflate based off of that as well. Same for selling. And also when you're playing with leverage, there's time decay. So if the price isn't moving, say it does stay the same throughout the whole day, you'll basically lose money if it's not going in your direction, even if it's going sideways and it hasn't actually lost any in price. See, I'm not a zebra cake guy. I like the, I guess I don't have like a normal one, but I like the strawberry flavored cakes. Like just the assortment of whatever strawberry ones they got. Star Crunches are pretty fire. What else is good? I mean, Nutty Buddy's good, but like if I'm buying them, that's definitely not my go-to. I do like the peanut butter sticks. I don't know if you've ever had those. I like the chocolate sticks with like the cookie on the bottom and like the stick filled with peanut butter. They're pretty good. Also, big Twinkie guy. Doesn't count as Little Debbie, but definitely a Twinkie guy. That and the little cupcakes, the little infinity swirl on them. But yeah, this right here is the death of me just sitting here waiting. The worst part is we'll probably get a retest soon, and this will be all for nothing. Then all a retest is I'm trying to find an example. So kind of like this. So it came up hard, then a retest is just coming back down. It's kind of like checking the line, taps it, and then that's kind of a moment where it's either going to fall through or bounce up again. You get those periodically as the chart's moving up. So basically, there. I mean, I do it sometimes, but a way of trading if you didn't get in initially, you could wait for the retest around the line, pop in it, and hope it bounces. And then if it doesn't, your stop loss would be around here. So we are just sitting here. Next candle's probably going to be red at this rate. Oh shoot. We're waiting and waiting. They're really pushing it down. Might get a retest. So despite the line being up here, where this price is over here is where the price currently is. So we're currently back down here under our line, which is not a good thing, but when a candle closes, it's like halfway point. But that's kind of what I would consider a retest. tap down to the line. What you could do, say you missed this trade and you did want to get in, you could set an order somewhere down here. That way if it does just hit it for a split second, it'll fill your order and then on the way up. So right now we're up 0.83%. Not really moved anything, just went up, down. We do want to get out of this red area. Be golden after that, because technically that's considered a double top. But we did break it there, so. Fudge rounds are good too. I'd like to see a big candle here. So this bearish or this red box is one of those things that'll get you. It's basically where a big institution with billions of dollars has their order to sell base put at. So basically every time it's trying to break out, they're selling, which is pushing it back down. So once the sell orders fade through, it'll move, but it also could plummet while they're doing that. Same for this buy order down here. Which these would have been on there if I was on the right candles the first time, but you know, stuff happens. There's also stuff where, I mean, it's not near as profitable, but you could definitely do it. Where you can, so once I'm in this trade, technically I could put a trail stop at, say, right now I'm at 4%, I could put it at 4%, and it would basically have it to where as it goes up, if it drops 4% at any point, that's where it'll sell. That's a way to not have to look at it if you do want to not look at it, but the issue with that is it might do something like that where we came down to here and then be right back up, so you basically get stopped out for nothing when it's gonna keep above the line. Which this is very slow movement, but I'm really not surprised at all. Usually Mondays are really good, Tuesdays or Wednesdays are really good, and everything outside of that is just like mediocre trading days, just because there's a lot of financial data on Monday and Wednesday. And Friday is usually super horrible to trade. Like my rule is don't even touch Friday. Sitting here, we're up 2.5% here. Wait for a big move. I'll probably scale out once we get a little bit, just because we're not really moving. Try to make up some of that first where I messed up and didn't have my candles right. At least once we get to break even on that, we'll definitely move. Currently still in the red zone. Which is quite boring. This isn't something I normally do, but we'll do it for the sake of showing you. Fib retracement. So a fib retracement, you can basically take the high point of the fall before. If it'll let me do it. It's the high point. The low point. I did that wrong. There we go. And that'll give you kind of a base line of where we are, but I don't ever use that. I'm basically just always looking, this could be an area where we're gonna hit down again, that could be an area where we're gonna bounce up again. This is all middle ground. Go ahead, get rid of our lines. We're still in the Wall Street box, that's what we'll call it. Sitting here, waiting. Yeah, I've seen X Defiant. It actually looks really good. Basically, it looks like really good Call of Duty. I don't know if it's something that'll like game change for me, but it does look good. It's so annoying just sitting here. This red box is literally like driving me nuts. So we just gotta sit and wait. Might play it a little bit. It's free, ain't it? It doesn't cost something. Pull up Steam real quick. I'm sure it's on Steam. Ouch. I hate the Windows noise so much. Damn, I don't know what it's on. You happen to know if it's on Steam? Or do I have... I guess it's probably on Battle.net, huh? Or whatever Tom Clancy uses. Yeah, see, this is quite the boring part. Usually, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you, what I would do normally if it was like this, which, in theory, if I had my candles right, we probably would have been up by now. Enough to justify just setting a percentage drop and quit looking at the screen. But like usually once I get up like 20%, I'll quit looking. And I'll just check back in every now and again and look at this line. If it's above this line, I'll just stay in. If it's not, I'll get out. Because realistically, every candle's 5 minutes, so as long as you're checking in like 10-minute intervals, it doesn't matter. I'm just not doing jack today. A lot of chop, chop, chop. Okay, there's a little motion. We got motion. Yeah, I don't know. I had to look that up because I don't know if Ubisoft is, if it's going to be viable through Steam or not. Yeah, you gotta go straight through Ubisoft. I guess because it's free, they didn't care to put it on Steam. Ubisoft Connect. Is it cross-platform? Can we play this thing together? Is that something we can whip up? Yeah, I got it downloading in the background. Or preloading, I guess. Let's get it going. English, please. Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to be like Siege where it's on Steam or not, but I got the Ubisoft going. Check and see how much we're up. 1%. Looks like we'll just sit here and wait. I'm not gonna log in because I don't know if it can showing on stream or not, so I'm gonna just wait. Would love a big push here. We should get a big push over 530 actually if we can make it there. Oh, we're so choppy, there's no big movement. We're moving like turtle speed. Turtle speed. We are making it over this red line though. That's good. If we don't shoot back down before this closes. Honestly, I low-key might just do it on PS5 so I don't have to sit at my PC. That way I can get that sticky icky aim assist. Put the frames on. What's it called? Or fire. So we're up now. We're pushing up here. And we're pushing straight back down. Gotta love it. I'll probably trim some at like 535 if we get there. So, like right here. started preloading it. We're seeing good price here. Up 6% now. Which, I mean, in theory, 6% is not great, but when you think about it in retrospect of like, most people are barely scraping 6 to 10% a year. So like 6% in a day. Pretty solid. But we want more. Love to see. I'm expecting a giant candle after this one. Like a massive just push. Really break away from here. Love to see a get a nice push on this one. Yeah, come on, baby. We're up 8%. Down to 5. 4. And we're shooting down. Not stonks. We're back up now. So it shouldn't be longer. We should be able to trim some of this. Yeah, that's what we want. This nice big boom right there. So 538.10. That's where we'd like to be. Make sure there's a bunch of bare shoulder blocks through there from the past. I hope we can get over that though. Not sure it's gonna affect us now. Up 13% right now. We're pretty far from the line. Need to see some movement. Like ninja on the damn New Year's parade. Let's see that movement. 538, 530.12. That's a pretty good jump there. It's 11%, 13%. 16, that's a nice jump. Getting a good low jump there. It's at 16%. 18% now. shoot for like 30% here, somewhere in that ballpark. I do expect a pullback here soon because we went all the way up to where it was. But realistically, range is up here if it does do what it's wanting to do. To do. So we're at 524, which is 24%. See what this candle does. If we can get a nice breakaway candle again. We'll pull back. Push it up again. That's a nice push. All the way to 40. It's 30% right there. Oh yeah, we just pushed giant. That's 40%. That's gonna be a lot of fucking way up there. That's massive. 60%. Go ahead, close a lot there. Went ahead, got fully out of the trade just because I know I'm about to play X Defiant. It's a little 60%er. Honestly, this is probably gonna keep rocketing too, but that's a fucking huge candle. It's literally a 40% candle right there. But that's basically how you do it. If I would have had my candles right, I wouldn't have made that first trade, but we lost about like 10-15% on it. But as long as you're hitting the 60% bangers, that's all that matters. The 60 bangers. Wait, 10 a.m. PST is 10 right here? I don't know, I think that might be an hour behind us. That's 12 for us. Yeah, so that's 12 for us. PDT 10 is 12 for us. Which means I can watch something and eat something. Honestly, I might take a nap, then get back up and play if it's 12 for us. Oh yeah, dude, it takes forever. I mean, realistically, what I would do, I would definitely not start with a lot of money. Like, realistically, you could start with as little as like $100. So that way you're not like losing money while trying to learn, so to say. As well as if you do lose money, it's a tax write-off, by the way. You can write it off on your taxes at the end of the year if you lose on the year. Which they do, it's called capital gains carryover. So you say, I don't know, say in this year you lose, I don't know, 4 grand. So how it would work is you would be able to write off 3 grand on this year's taxes, and the next 1,000 would carry over to the next year. But realistically, if you trade for 6 months straight, it's literally all discipline of like not getting impatient or emotional about it, I guess. Which you can actually turn it off where you can't see the dollar signs, and it's just you're waiting on what this level here, waiting on to get out. That I guess that could take away some emotion of it, which really until you like get up there, like say you're trading with like 20 grand at a time and you're losing 5, 10, or making, for example, 20 grand. I just hit a 60% trade, so say I had 20 grand in there, so that would have been 12 grand made just then if I had was using 20 grand at the time. But you could easily lose, 2 or 3 thousand, which doesn't really, I guess, affect you in the moment. But 2 or 3 thousand is a lot to lose at a single time when you think about it in the overall terms of money. Or say, for example, you did like I did with the candles, got discouraged just because that first loss, and then you missed out on the 60% when you might have like went to bed there or something like that. It's really just discipline and emotion. Which I should have stayed in this if I really wanted to see. If I didn't think X Defiant was coming out 10, I probably would have stayed in this and probably just set order somewhere. Because realistically, it's not near this line at all, and usually I wouldn't get out till it crosses back under the line and way way above the line here. Which usually it'll give you some type of notion that it's gonna come back down. So basically, once you started getting these first red candles, you would know that it's about to come down, but you don't know if it's just going to touch it and bounce up or not. So that's why you usually wait till it falls all the way through to get out. So although I did give all that back, you still be up from wherever you got it in all the way up to here. Basically just limiting yourself up for more percent. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. I didn't play the beta, but I watched a lot of the beta. Basically, COD with abilities in a way. Which I mean, Ubisoft always makes good games, so I definitely think it'll beat out the Call of Duty franchise. That's for sure. Call of Duty dog trash now. Well, if we were in this trade, we'd probably be at like 40% off of where the difference is at right now. Still technically up. Normally after a giant candle like that, you'll expect like a kind of baby candle, just from where some of the people are selling off their stuff from having such a high candle. So like me example where I sold at 60%, a lot of people probably did the same. They'll usually push the next candle down. So even if the direction won't change most of the time, it might still go up. But it just got pushed down because of how many people sold here. So usually it might baby candle and then the next candle it'll come break this high. I'll try to find an example of that real quick. guess that's a good example here. So you see the giant candle got up, and the next candle closed down here, and then it eventually passed back over that candle anyway. But you can't pass up 60%. Usually what I would do once I got that high, I'd probably sell. I'd be mostly out. So say I had $1,000 worth here, I'd probably be like 750 out and hold 250 to kind of ride a little bit. Because realistically, it wouldn't be impossible for this thing to go 300-400%. Like, I guess it's probably 2021. I had some Tesla that went like 1900%. Which Tesla was booming back then. No skill-based matchmaking is gonna be sweet too. Man, skill-based matchmaking is the dumbest thing ever. I think you should have all games should have two modes. You should have a ranked where there's skill-based matchmaking and unranked where it's just everybody goes at everybody. So that way, if you really want to play on your own skill up with your like just can't compete, you just can go play your bronze rank lobbies. There you go. Because I know there's no shot even the casuals in COD don't enjoy that. And COD's is super bad. If you have one good game, your next game you're guaranteed to get dogged on. It's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Doesn't matter how sweaty you want to go. You're like guaranteed to. Oh yeah, definitely ruined COD. I don't get why it's a thing at all. Like that's literally like was the best aspect about COD is like dropping 130 kills on Nuketown. Now and really it wasn't even that bad as long as you weren't being spawn trapped. I think if spawns are good, that doesn't matter. I don't know if it would do all that. So I think most of COD's players have gone to Warzone, and nothing really competes with Warzone except for like PC games for the most part. But there's really, and I also don't. I guess you could. I think I could see X Defiant being a good comp game, but there's really not a good comp game out right now. Where like there's actually like good comp to like watch. Ain't gonna lie, I kind of want to play some Tarkov, but that game's so brutal. I don't know. I'm hoping by the time I'm done with this that the water's back on. They hit a pipe last night. It's still not on. I kind of want to take a shower. Also, when you get a second, look up digital camo Snoop Dogg outfit. Went and bought that thing today. It's pretty awesome. Need to go take a peek at it. I'll wear it to work tonight. That thing's fire. This does look like the point where this should come back over this now. Make a new high. I don't really see anything stopping it from doing so. There's no type of big issue anywhere. Start swap the stream just straight from trading to Tarkov. I used to actually do that because Tarkov queue times are really bad. Like you're gonna wait like 4 or 5 minutes to get in a game. So I would just trade while I played. And like if I got into a trade or needed to do something, I would just like lay down in a bush for a minute. Who I'd be playing with be halfway across the map, be like, "You moved?" Like, no, I'm still in this bush back here. Nah, what I want to do, or my game plan here, is I want to build up. I don't know. I'll probably stream like this for like 6 months, and then I just save a shit ton of money during that time, and then just throw it all in at once. And 6 months is a good point. Cause then I get I've never done like what would you call that? I guess maybe like a back study on it. So basically, if I did it for 6 months, I've never done it for that long, so I'd be able to get like a what's a 6 month average percentage look like across all those days and all those trades. So then you could really say, is it worth throwing 50 grand in there? Like, is the average good across time? Because usually February through April is usually like the months I trade out the year. I usually each year I just go till I lose. That's basically what I've done. I'll go till I take a big loss. Or I'll be up like, say, 20 grand on the month and I'll cross the line, like, say, here, and it was reversing, or like that first trade I got into, and it was coming up anyway, and I would just stay in. I'd be like, but technically I'm up, so I might as well just stay in, see what happens, see if I can make it back instead of just getting out and swapping sides. I think we need to. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. I was gonna say we might need to go rob a bank, get this motion going, but probably can't say that. Subscribe. Airline. I think tomorrow I'm gonna plug in the good microphone. I'm rocking the Razer headset microphone right now. It's probably god awful. How many ads has it rolled your way? I'm curious on that. I didn't think about that till now. You've probably been eating ads this whole time. Is it? What about now? I had it super far because earlier I kept breathing into it. Once I plug in the Yeti, it'll be fine though. I'll sound like a weatherman whenever I plug in the Yeti. I say I might could switch it now, but it's in the closet and I'm not getting up. You know how I was saying I made the bed into a desk? So it's like, so imagine the mattress and the floor, and then, so like the footboard and the headboard is going across the mattress like widthways now instead of longways. And then there's a desktop nailed across each side. So basically, like I'm on the bed, leaned up against the wall, and the desk kind of floats over me. And then when I go to sleep, I just like sleep from that side, the other side, the far end of it, and my feet are like under the desk, so to say. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna just start yelling into the mic. Oh. So we're getting red candles now, so like I said, they sold off. I wouldn't maybe expect to bounce off the blue line and go up, but I'm already out now, so it don't really matter. And usually once I make a winning trade, I won't go back and trade again. I usually just call it once I'm up. No sense to give back profits, you know? And usually the first trade, or the first time it breaks out is the best time to trade. So realistically, the optimal way to do it would be, so you know how I had the line here and here. You really wouldn't want to take a trade till it gets out of either line. Which even though my candles are wrong, the only reason I took that one is because if we did get the downside there, my stop point was so small of a gap that it'd be worth having the stop there. Because even if it did go up, like I said, I just swapped sides and came out just fine. I like that they added these little TikTok little emojis you can throw. Kind of have fun with that. Alright, here at 10, I'm probably gonna call this stream and make me some food and dude, that turkey I bought was awful, man. It was Cajun style, but it like tasted like cardboard. I don't know any other way to say it besides it tastes like cardboard. The meat felt fake. It's like spongy. I couldn't do it. But I'll probably make it up with some ravioli. That's what I'm probably gonna do. All the way till X Divine comes out, just 2 hours. Just hammer it for 2 hours. Nasty. The ravioli? You don't mess with ravioli? Are we talking about the spongy turkey? Dude, it looked so fire in the package too. Like it was like I don't know, it looked fire. I even put on some Tabasco, hoping I could like bland out it was way too much. It'd be like bleeding. Yeah, the turkey. The turkey'd be bleeding. Well, it had like heating instructions. It was like 325 for like 15 minutes because it was like pre-cooked. But that shit didn't work. Like I literally can't think of like I'd rather have the inside of a chicken nugget with no crust over that turkey. That's how bad it was. Like you see, I caught it here. The big buyers sold off like me, and we're gonna go back up. I think I just need to quit trade full time. Oh, me too, dude. 3 days off is gonna be beautiful. I don't know what I would do yet, but it's gonna be beautiful. I better not pull some fuck shit try to make it worth the weekend. I'd be pretty upset. Good volume. Oh no, there's no shot they make us worth the weekend, dude. I'd be very upset. But nah, I don't think so. Usually on a holiday, they're forgiving. Pretty forgiving on the holiday. And we're really not behind either. But no, there's no shot we work the weekend. We should have a full 3 days off. 3 days for that turkey. I mean, inside the bread nugget with no bread does sound pretty okay. Honestly, you give me that with like some McDonald's buffalo sauce, I'll go to town. I'll go to town with that thing. Now, I would be upset, however, if I ordered nuggets and I opened my box and it was just nuggets with no breading. Yankee with no brim. But yeah, we're super ahead. There's no shot we work the weekend. I'm gonna take my 3 days off and I don't know what. Oh, we also got Nvidia earnings in like 2 days. That's why we're flying like this, by the way. More than likely, we'll check that out real quick. Let's see, Nvidia. Nvidia's projected to go to the moon. That's our. Here, we'll get a projection going up. Can I get a pin? Moon. There's my Nvidia projection for the week. The moon. However, I will not buy it just because IV is probably going to kill the earnings just because of how many people know it's going to go up. We usually mess with earnings. So we got basically Wednesday is going to be financials. Estimated of $25 billion revenue. But I'd like to see, usually after earnings, even if it's a good earnings, some companies will kind of shave off a lot of the price, and that's usually a good time to buy in. Which is, Nvidia's is a great one. They're basically eating the AI game, so. Go back to SPY. So here's like what I was talking about where we peaked up, a lot of people sold off, and it's gonna come back up and over. Pretty standard. Another thing you could do is, so you can basically take that same method I was doing to any stock. I just like SPY just because there's not going to be any news that's going to take down SPY unless it's major. Whereas say you're trading Nvidia and they announce that their CEO just fell off a cliff, Nvidia's probably going to tank immediately or something like that. Whereas SPY is the ETF, so it's not going to happen like that. But you could take the same thing and do it with, say, Tesla or Microsoft or whatever you wanted to do it with. 3 candles, wait, pop, get in a trade. But I usually stick to SPY, although fees are higher on SPY with some brokerages. Usually they'll charge you more to trade SPY than they would at somewhere else. Teacher. Teach. Also, there's another indicator called VWAP, which is another line. It's a good one. But I use it on the one on my phone, but I don't use it on this one because usually I'm like swapping back and forth constantly. So I have 2 charts I usually use. So TradingView, and then there's one on my actual brokerage where I'm placing my orders. But you can actually set up your brokerage through TradingView and make it where you can buy and sell on TradingView, and it'll just kind of transfer to your brokerage. But that's a lot of work. So let's do this order lock there's also stock screeners, so you could see technical ratings and whatnot. Oh boys, I bought some lottery tickets when I left Walmart. I turned my $3 into 1. It's kind of heat. Might skiffle here. I mean, this either flies or we retested fly. I don't really see any major point. There's a lot of levels where it bounces back off right here from yesterday. But I don't really see that affecting it today. Because there wasn't an order block there, it just bounced. Technically, another thing here, you could technically call this a flag. So they call it a flag pattern. You typically want to take like the bottom right here, do another line. It's not going to let me do it how I want to do it, but you basically have this triangle here. So you see that it's bouncing in between the triangle, and you would play a direction. Let me get a pin. So say it broke down right here, you could play the direction down by the break of the triangle. But typically you have bull flags and bear flags, so either flags that are going to go up or flags that are going to go down. It's based off of whether you're going up beforehand or not. So this is what's considered a bull flag, so it should do that after. But it's basically when you get this little breakdown period where it's kind of bouncing back and forth like a flag. Kind of looks like a flag. Let's think of some other stuff like that. I mean, there's really only that, and channels aren't a bad one, which this is after hours, so the trading really doesn't matter here, because you're not gonna trade during this time, but technically this is a channel, so see you're just bouncing from here through here. So you're hitting a range, hitting a range, hitting a range, hitting a range, until you finally break out here. Let me delete all these drawings because they're going to be all over my, I guess it doesn't matter. Tomorrow I'll have a new chart. -2, not too bad. What's -2? Oh, that's just wherever my mouse cursor is over. So like, for example, I guess you weren't in here, Jordan, but so I had my candles messed up here. We took about a 10% loss right there because we were playing the downside. Then we swapped sides and sold here at like 60% on the money. It just got full out. I was telling him right here, more than likely what happened is since we got up 60%, a lot of people went ahead and took their profit off that jump. Because it was like 20% right here, 60% as soon as we touched the top here. So a lot of people probably took their profit and basically pushed the price down, even though the overall trend is uptrend. Which realistically, we'd like to retest this line before you'd make a trade off that. You'd like a retest of this line and wait for it to bounce, and then I'll try to find where that happens. Kind of like this. So you come up, bounce, tap the line, and then you'd buy here and catch the bounce. Which, although that might look little, that's probably like 30-40% worth of, let's see, 390 to, oh yeah, that's easy, 40-50% right there. Oh, the -2 on the lottery ticket was sweet. Well, it was money the dude at, so we got this guy at work. He it's crazy because it's always after break time too. He'll ask me to go get him a drink and then he'll give me $1. So I just use his money to buy lottery tickets. So I mean, it's technically a W anyway. But I had accumulated 3 of his dollars, so I figured I'd cash him in, try to flip him real quick. Would have been pretty awesome. Hit the lottery on that guy's dollars. Honestly, this is kind of dead now that we're trading sideways. Which I still kind of see. I guess it kind of completed the head and shoulders here. So that's probably done with. I don't really see a new chart pattern forming. Technically, you can have an inverse head and shoulders as well. So you would have kind of like a hump here, vertical down, then another hump, and that's usually just the opposite direction. Inverse head and shoulders, I guess you could say. Kind of like that, in a way. So shoulder, head, shoulder. And then basically once you got to around here and saw the head and shoulders, you could go ahead and buy just off that, knowing that it's going to complete the rest of the head and shoulders. It's just a pattern that happens often. Jordan, we ready for the big NCAA with no abilities? Because if EA puts abilities, I'm not playing it. Uh, there's also I don't use them because I mean it's not really that worth it. But there's also a pro version of TradingView where you can pay whatever a month and you get extra features. So you can like do a replay of the day, so kind of see where you went wrong or went right. Kind of replay the day to practice or whatever. I don't really use it though. There's also brokerages that allow paper trading, and paper trading is just you basically using imaginary money to practice with. But realistically, you could throw in like $100 and get this train going. But the lower amounts are harder because you can't really afford to take any losses at a low amount. You really only want to be using like 5-10% of your port at a time. See, here we go. Triangled out, broke out, film. Draw the moon up here. Let's go look at the GameStop, see what that's looking like. Ooh, a triple bottom. Jordan, I ain't gonna cap. We timed that stuff perfect with this. This thing is down bad since then. I have not pre-ordered it yet. I want to wait till they give me a little more gameplay. I mean, I'm probably gonna get definitely NCAA, unless it just looks. They gotta make it. It's gotta be really really bad looking for me not to get it. But I don't know if I want the MVP bottle. I don't think I can play both games. Especially if NCAA has MUT champs. I'm not sure I'm playing the other one. But if they give me MUT champs or weekend league, I mean that's what I'm referring to. You give me weekend league and NCAA, I probably won't play Madden. And I think even if NCAA is bad and they still have a lot of bugs and cheese and it's solely money based Ultimate Team, I think it just being different from Madden will make it more enjoyable. Yeah, I'm hoping that's something like Weekend League. I, I mean, I know why they don't in Madden anymore because they make more money off doing it that way. But if they're not trying to be money hungry on this one, they could easily. Oh no! What do you mean 30 extra? The deluxe edition of NCAA is only 99. Is it not 150 to get both? Oh, to get both deluxe editions? Is that like the difference? Here's my thought process, Jordan. So, in my Steam account on PC, I have like $90 from where I sold some CS:GO skins. So my thought process was, uh, I'll get what's it called? Dang, that thing flew. I'll get NCAA on PS5, and if I really want to get Madden, I'll just get it on Steam second. Because I'd like to play it on PC, even if the market's going to be worse. I think I could handle it. That's a nice candle. That really does it for me. But I mean, all I really want is no abilities. You give me that, I'll play it. Let's see. What's okay. She good. That makes sense. I don't got EA play. Me and EA ain't boys like that. I ain't giving them the whatever it costs to do the EA play. Now once that pack money starts rolling in, I might have to get that EA play. You know. But no, I don't. Let's see. What's Tuesday? No, I don't really see it being any busier than it was last night. I think we cruise like that throughout the whole week until we get to Thursday night. And if I have to pull to POU, it's gonna suck. But I mean, I'm an EA fan, but damn, do I hate them. I hate those guys. But I don't foresee work being busy till Thursday night. Unless I'm having to pull to cover over other areas, then it will be. But I foresee it being pretty chill. So we did break a new high there. We're actually flying there. Probably be up like 80-90% if we wouldn't have got out here. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I just thought X Defiant was coming out at 10, so rushed out to trade. We'll blame Zach. Zach made us take the L on that one. That's what that was. Nah, but uh, sky's the limit really here. I do expect another big candle after this one to really push up. And then I think we start seeing pullbacks to our EMA, our line right here. And then eventually crash down kind of like yesterday. Maybe not the same exact head and shoulders pattern, but definitely a pullback down. And I think we start getting really crazy here the next couple of days with Nvidia's earnings for sure. Man, I just realized y'all are eating those ads. I need the pack money. That's what it is. But yeah, yep. Uh, this pattern won't form here, but I'll make an example of it real quick. So you got the cup and handle. Oh, shoot, let me get this back. Which this is too much of a V shape. A V shape basically means it's gonna fly if you get a straight V. But a cup and handle, you're basically looking for a cup and then a handle. So say right here it went up and then it just kind of sat, moving across right here. You could take that off a trade. I usually don't look for cup and handles though. I'm usually basically trading off what I showed at the beginning. Usually don't care about that. Just something to look for. literally flew after I got out. I hear people talking. I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Boys, y'all like that sweet thumbnail though? I worked hard on that thing. That thumbnail did go crazy. So we're still up here breaking new highs. This is honestly like best case scenario day right here. This is like what you want. Just up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Or, I mean, I guess that's not horrible, but you get stopped out pretty quick. Because technically you wouldn't enter a trade till, not sure you would get into a trade at all that day. Wait, teach you how to do what? I wasn't paying attention. Which part? I've been rambling for a minute. Oh man, I used what did I use? I used CapCut's AI for that thing. So it's basically just the iPhone app on CapCut. You give it a brief description like any other like AI to image type deal you would, and you just take that and you can like select parts of the picture and like re-AI it again. So like basically it gave me a guy and then I told him to make the guy Super Saiyan instead. But you can pretty much do whatever with it. I was between that or putting me in the chair or putting my boy from the Wolf of Wall Street in the chair with my face over his, but I settled on the Super Saiyan one. Check in. Same place. But yeah, the thumbnail go crazy. But yeah, tomorrow I'll bring out the other mic. I'll probably try to get it to where you can see my brokerage side too, so you can see like where I'm actually clicking the orders and whatnot. But that all changes depending on what brokerage you use. Like no one looks the same at all. So like say you're on Robinhood, it looks completely different from TD Ameritrade. and so forth and so on. So it's kind of hard to show that, but you pretty much just want to go as quick as you can while also looking at the chart. So, like, basically, you would want to sell at the peak of this and not, like, while you're getting the order ready, you accidentally sell down here. You would want to make sure it's still at the peak when you sold. Click your sold button. It's just going to go pretty quick. Don't want to lose percentage while it's not selling. Same for buying. You want to make sure you're not buying at the top of a candle. You want to buy on the pullback of it or at the bottom of one. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end stream here. Good day of learning. We shall continue tomorrow. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. As well as I'm going to have it upload this. So if you want, you can go rewatch whatever part of this you want. Tomorrow we'll do it again. CPI data does come out tomorrow, so trading's like crazy on Wednesday. Thursday, no, I don't know. I'll have to see. The market's definitely closed Monday for what's it called? Holiday. Market is definitely closed for Memorial Day. We won't trade Friday at all because we don't trade Fridays. We'll trade tomorrow and Thursday for sure. We'll live stream those two. But we'll go ahead and hop out here.